Okay, hey everybody. Today I wanted to mention my favorite PE teacher. The two subscribers I made it up to made my channel 4 subscribers. Probably think I'm talking about our current PE teacher right now, but actually I'm talking about our old one. His name was Coach Heemster. I remember. To be honest, he was my favorite because I can feel like he was my second dad a little bit. He was that kind of person, I could just walk up to and, ask a question maybe, or, and he'll have an answer. And I think one time here, like right before, a couple of days before school first day of school, and we went to Baumgart after coming back from our trip to Wyoming, and, I think I saw him exiting Baumgart, of course, if I'm pretty sure it was him, it's over 6'5" probably about 6'5", and wearing glasses, and he had a big giant poofy beard now. I think that was him though. Last night I had a dream that he came back and was substituting for a class period. But to be honest, he was like a second dad. He was my favorite. Still my favorite, even though he's retired now. I really didn't get to have a proper goodbye, Just one day I hope I'll walk into the big gym and, he'll be substituting, which I don't know when that'll be. But when I think about it now, those were good days, in PE. It was every other day. Then, quarantine hit like halfway through second semester of my 8th grade year. Makes me kind of think, it might end up happening again this next year, 2022. It's still 2021, surprisingly. Last week of 2021, the reason I said it might be stuck in quarantine again is because I think, I noticed that all the governments are kind of starting to worry about Omicron a little bit. They weren't too, worried about the Delta virus, the Delta variant. But I think they're worrying a little more about this one than they did with Delta. It was about that time of year, about the same time that we started worrying about the COVID-19, in 2019. To be honest, quarantine of 2020 was pretty interesting, because I know I mentioned it in a couple of my videos before, but it was pretty interesting time, Didn't know, because seemed we went to town almost every day because we needed something. Either was parts from the auto Sturdivance and Alliance, or we needed to get some groceries, and with that stimulus check we seemed to have been eating out a lot more. I think it was mostly like Taco John's or Pizza Hut. Sometimes we'd eat out at Subway. And then I think like the day the Husker spring game was supposed to happen but got canceled, we drove around and ate at Arby's. That day I'll never forget. Felt like a little mini road trip. Got my mind off of doing schoolwork. Of course, I didn't want to do schoolwork while we were in quarantine, because being at home, it seemed like I had better things to do than sit in front of my computer, Chromebook, and, actually learn something. But I figured out the author of I Me Mine hated school too. Wait, at least I'm not the only one that does. I'm sure a lot of other students my age and, hate school. But to be honest, I, didn't do a lot of work in school until, and school was pretty easy on up until about 4th grade, because kindergarten through 3rd grade was basically more or less doing fun things than actually learning, and then 4th grade hit, and, seems like we did a lot more work after that. And surprisingly, at 8th grade, my tongue is still blue. The reason my tongue is blue because I'm eating these extreme sour warheads. Like one this morning. Let's see. But they're sour. They make my face pucker up. I remember when we used to go to these 4th of July parades, and sometimes I'd get one of these, and I think they used to be bigger than this, and a little more round, and I remember stuffing it in my head and making a pucker face. So right now I got 2 of these, and they're black cherry. I decided to do this on a video because I was kind of wanting to do one of me making a pucker face and putting it on my channel. Okay, got one unwrapped. Set that right here for now. Gotta get the other one. There, got it. Okay, so on the count of 3, I'll put both of these in my head. 1, 2. Okay, we'll stop right here. Remember to like and subscribe. Geez, that's sour.